the story is that Super Earth is spreading democracy to these fucking godless bugs. That's what it is. That's the story.
Nice hat. Hey, a hat.
Your hat, partner.
Love your hat.
Hats off. Hold on to your hat. Hat, hold.
Hats. You need hats.
Get the hats. Get the hats.
Put the hat on, dumb Donald. Put the hat on.
Oh, my hat.
We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Well-Hatted Cinema Club. I'm Eric, as always, joined today by my incredibly handsome co-hosts. Give it up to Micah and Brian. Wow, let's go, guys.
I'm out to drink liquid. Sorry.
No worries. Gang watching, we just finished recording Stranger Things special episode where we were just talking about our thoughts on part 1 of the season. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead. Please go take a look at it. It should be out now already. And check out all of our other short form content on our Instagram, TikTok. Let's get into it and go around the horn talking about what we've been watching, guys. Brian, I'm kicking it over to you, brother.
All right. Okay, so we'll obviously have our pseudo movies of the week. We'll talk about those. I'm gonna get right into it. Let's start it off with a return to Brian's Bond Corner.
Ooh, BBC.
5 left, and thank God, because we are limping to the finish. Today we watched Diamonds Are Forever. Sean Connery's last entry. No, that shit sucked.
It's known for the song, which should maybe be a red flag.
The song is very good. Diamonds Are Forever. So basically the story behind this one is that they brought in George Lazenby previously to do his On His Majesty's Secret Service. They want to make a new one, and they can't decide on casting. They talked about some American actors. They can't figure it out. Saltzman and Broccoli are beefing at this point. There's some beef within the studio. Basically, Sean Connery comes waltzing back in. I call him geriatric Bond, but he's actually younger than Roger Moore was when he started. He just doesn't age well. He looks old, though. Basically had full control. Basically gutted this movie. He asked, the amount they paid him for this movie was more than the entire budget for Dr. No at $1.25 million, which was unheard of in 1971. Nobody gave a shit about this movie. You can tell. It sucks pretty much across the board. It's just dull. Sean Connery doesn't really give a shit. And I was curious why it seemed a little less sexually driven, was because apparently he was dating 2 of the actresses on set. This production sounds like a nightmare. Dude, it's bad. The only good thing going for it is these 2 guys like Mr. Mitt and Mr. Something. There's these 2 assassins. They're kind of funny. Go through it. There's just really nothing interesting about this one. Blofeld is doing this thing where he's made a bunch of clones of himself, essentially. Like he has a bunch of people do reconstructive surgeries. Do that. The set pieces are boring. Most of it's set in Vegas for some reason. Yeah, I'm just really happy to be. There's one singular Connery left, and it's the original. And I'm hoping that's a little better. I just want to make sure I covered my point because I wrote down some stuff.
What order are you going in?
Jumping around. My plan is to end. I'm going to go Dr. No, and I'm going to end with No Time to Die. That's my last 2, which means I have 2 more Roger Moores, and then Quantum of Solace, and Dr. No Die, which is just not great. But yeah, I didn't realize. Did you know that Burt Reynolds was considered for Bond, but they vetoed that, and then we got another Connery one. This one, I will say this: you guys have heard me rant about how much I hate Connery as Bond. So this one actually made me kind of look back with rose-colored lenses of some of his like better ones because, well, I find him annoying, and the movies aren't amazing. This one, the other ones, you could tell that everyone cared. People wanted to be there. There's like these great action. Every now and then there's some good performances and some good set pieces. This one was just flat, which I think is the one thing Bond can't be. Whether it's cheesy or good, you know what I mean? It can't be boring, which is why I think I'm going to hate Quantum of Solace when that day comes. But yeah, this one was just flat. I'd say on a happier note, I'll start with a lighter note, then I have like 2 others. So I watched Love Hard, which was a Christmas movie with Jimmy Yang and Nina Dobrev. I'm not a Christmas movie fan. I don't like Ron. It was bad.
Wow, Brian hates Christmas? That's strike 2.
Yeah,
they carry over from the special episode.
The special.
Better comedy I watched was Bottoms. I'd never seen Bottoms. I saw Bottoms.
Rachel Sennett, A.O. Debris.
I don't know if I loved the movie, but I love what they were going for. This was a zany-ass movie. Some of the lines made me audibly laugh a lot. Like, they were funny. You could tell they didn't, like, care about, like, oh, does this make any sense? The ending is absolutely batshit crazy, and I will say the bit that the football players are always in full pads made me laugh every time. I liked what they're doing, and I can always appreciate a weird comedy. I will never tell someone not to make a weird comedy, and I liked it. But I guess the only other one that I watched that's not on R2 that I loved was Train Dreams. I went to see this in theaters because I did not want to see it on Netflix, and it was awesome. It's one of my favorites of the year, probably in my top 5. I think it's one of the most gorgeous movies ever put to film. I say that to film. I don't know if it's actually on. It has to be filmed. There's no way they've shot this digital.
I wouldn't be surprised though.
VistaVision action.
It could have been just. I highly recommend you watch it. If you can't, obviously because of the Netflix taking the distribution, you're gonna have to just sit down and watch it. I can't imagine you won't take something away from it. I thought it was fantastic. Joel Egerton. Not even about Joel Egerton's performance. It just has this just a visual. It's visually just a feast for the eyes. It's a really lovely story that's heartbreaking but kind of uplifting at the same time. I think William H. Macy is really, really good in this movie. And I'm actually kind of surprised. I kind of figured one of you might have seen it because it's been on Netflix for the last week. But I'm really glad I got to see that in theaters because that's something I can take with me. Ricky, you want to take us next?
Yeah, guys. I got to catch up on last week's pseudo movie of the week, which is probably going to be the trend here. I'm a little behind on this week's pseudo movie of the week as well. But I got around to watching Wicked for Good this week with Riley, and boy, oh boy, do I have some thoughts. My first takeaway, because the whole time I had some of your guys' thoughts ringing in my ears while I was watching it.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
I mean, it's just how it goes. The music in general, because you can't talk about Wicked without the music. For Good was great. That was the only time I kind of emotionally was like, wow, that's good. Even Ariana Grande to a lesser extent, like her in a bubble song, Girl in the Bubble song, I was like, okay. But all the rest of the song, even if they're just reprises or like Alphaba's big song, it wasn't for me. They didn't hit as hard. Yeah. I realized the music just wasn't as good. I think you guys made the note last week that maybe as part 1 is way more of Alphaba's emotional story, and she has an emotional arc. This one was way more of Glinda's emotional arc. She had way more to do. I think she is not the supporting actress in this movie. She is the lead, and I think it'll be category fraud if she gets supporting actress nom. But I think she has a better shot to get nominated there. So I'm sure that's what they'll enter her in, and she got that last year. I liked Ariana Grande a lot in this film. I thought without her, she had a lot more heavy stuff. Both of them had a lot more heavy material to take on. I thought she handled it well. Jonathan Bailey's character Fiero did nothing. I thought he was kind of wasted. I was a little disappointing. I don't know how the play is. Maybe I'm criticizing the source material. I thought he did well in the first one. Again, his emotional arc had way more going on with kind of playing a playboy in the first one, but with a heart of gold underneath, to then just clearly not agreeing with what was going on. I don't know. He didn't really have a ton to do in this movie. But I was just laughing, thinking when the first time I saw Nessa on screen, I remember Brian saying it's a woman in a wheelchair rolling Munchkin down like a tyrant. I was crying when I realized.
You saw she puts a lie that shit was crazy.
She let the Munchkins leave. What was he doing out in that cyclone?
Remember that was thinking was crazy, right? She goes animals can't leave, and he's like, no, including Munchkins. she put the very.
Yeah. No.
Somehow the decree got there before he did.
Yeah.
Express shipping decree.
I don't know. Maybe you guys had said it, so now we could talk about the ending a little bit more. You guys want to?
I didn't spoil it because we didn't want to talk about. But who cares, right?
Does she? Yeah, I mean, spoiler. But I don't know. I don't know what the source material says. I don't know what the play. Does she die, or does she always live?
In the play, she lives. Apparently, I don't know about the book.
Dead, play lives.
Movie
Wizard of Oz, the movie, dies.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it makes sense that
Did
they
that
would have
piss
a
you
riot
off?
if they killed-
I'm curious.
I kind of saw it coming. It was pretty obvious. I mean, by then I already knew that Fierro was. I mean, it's been foreshadowed for a long time that he was the Scarecrow.
Yeah, they like hide him like it's a reveal that he's the Scarecrow. When we
Yeah.
see him being
Yeah, he's like
transformed,
he's been, like, being
when they
like this.
crucify him in the court. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, Eric. Please continue.
No, I don't know. Maybe it's going over my head with the whole I didn't really I felt like Elphaba's emotional the whole motivation was just she has to expose this lie, and then at the end she's like, no, and the wizard's saying no, the people want to believe in a lie, is what you don't understand, and then in the end she's like, they need to believe in this lie, and I'm like, well. Am I missing something?
No,
I don't know.
it did not work for me at all.
Again, it's hard to buy all this when she has done nothing evil, and I don't really understand why they actually they're propagandized. But it seems like Glinda clears everything up with a nice speech at the end that they give us, which is part of my issue with this, that they extend this song 15 minutes so she can wrap up several plot lines and then finish the song.
the no one mourns the wicked kind of thing at the end. They kind of made it seem like Micah, it was I killed those men, Harvey, Harvey dead, as if they made it seem like it was a Dark Knight ending. It was kind of like you start scratching your head, okay, well, kind of undercuts the For Good song, kind of. Like you said, Micah, I feel like half of Oz is kind of on her team. I don't know. It just doesn't really make any sense.
By the end,
They bring the animals back, some of which were there.
The animals come back. Everything is fine. She didn't have to leave.
No, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
I think it would have been awkward to hang around with Fierro,
Yeah. I don't know if you said it, Brian, or if I read it on Twitter, but somebody said, Elphaba isn't, she isn't the Wicked Witch. She's just a bad witch with her powers.
I didn't say that.
She's just. I was
her
laughing.
job.
She's just bad at magic, which I thought was really funny. None of her spells. She goes across the two movies. She goes 0 for 6 on her magic. She never does she's even with the broom, which is maybe the most positive spell she does. She is trying to make herself fly, and she makes a random broom downstairs fly.
The biggest thing I think was another crazy thing. I was talking about it with someone where in the play, because it's two different actors and the way they set it up, the reveal of Jeff Goldblum, that was that one really stunk because it did not hit at all in the movie, because it's even in Wicked 1, he goes, have a little... I know we might have talked about this a little bit. I'm just saying, it's
Jeff Goldblum.
It doesn't even make... I'm just saying, there's just a lot of things that didn't work for this movie. But I would say, we talked about before, it's if you're a Wicked fan, and if this is your thing, you probably like this. Good for you.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Eat up.
Eat it up.
And again, I think I'm more in your camp, guys, with, I like the first one a lot more. This one... A lot more. And maybe it's because the songs are better. Maybe it's because the sets in the first one are way more practical. They built all that, and it looked great at Shiz.
The castle
this was so much
the fuck
CG.
out of me.
There was so much CGI in this movie. And the castle made no sense. I never felt like I knew where I was.
It's Bowser's castle. Why do I feel like you have to super jump to each station that she was at? I was if the monkeys couldn't fly, and if she couldn't fly, how would you navigate the castle? But it's a nitpick. I don't know. That's probably why his family doesn't live there anymore. They're we can't. We're just do this fucking float castle. But
then it ends up being this most... What was this? Felt like you said... I think you said last week, Micah, Bowser's castle. It literally was
Yeah.
well,
but that's my 2 cents on Wicked. Micah,
do you have another one?
what's...
Oh, yeah, Micah.
No, that was what I
got. What do you got, Micah?
So I watched 2 movies in this break. So I watched a Netflix movie of my own in a theater, a local theater. I went and saw Wake Up Dead Man, the new Knives Out.
So jealous of you for that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
So sick.
Yeah, be jealous-ish. I really enjoyed the movie. The experience was unique. There was
Unique.
a boisterous laugher that... the movie is funny. I think it's probably the best, if not better than the first one, in striking both those tones like simultaneously. It's like very reverent and serious, but at the same time, so funny.
Better than Glass Onion, for sure. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, Glass Onion is just going to be one of those things where it's like, okay,
it's a relic.
They gave him the world, and he decided to take it, and the movie kind of suffered. I, enjoyed watching Glass Onion. Will I ever revisit? Probably
not yet.
Yeah, valid.
But yeah, this one is really good. But since I won't talk too much about it, I'd say everyone's really good in it. Again, it was wonderful to see Benoit Blanc again. He's a hoot and a half. Just a fun character. Plus, you don't need to be in shape or anything to play that. I hope he plays that character forever. I was gonna say that this guy. I think it was a group or something. They were sitting right behind me, and anything that would happen, remotely funny, and sometimes, many times, not funny at all. That would be serious. They would just do I don't even want to do it because it's gonna blow your headphones out. But it was a sharp ha. And then they would start coughing after, right? And so if it was a big long laugh at something actually funny, it'd be ha ha ha, and it felt like one of those laughs you can't shut up because you're who am I telling to shut up? I didn't want to turn around, but I did sneak a peek and that quieted them down because they realized
you were turning around. Yeah, you're turning around to be hey, as subtly as you can, hey, stop.
I sat pretty far. It's kind of typical movie theater. Elevated backside, flatter front side. I sat in the back row, the flat front side. So I was no phones, no distractions, and then Chucklefuck sat right behind me, and I was I wish I could see what everyone else was feeling because I was that was crazy. And then there's one I had to hide from you, Brian, because you'd be scoping out people's letterboxes.
I do be looking. Which one did you hide from me? I was
hanging out with my nieces. Shout out my nieces and my mom. Over Thanksgiving, and I wanted to show my mom one battle after another. We made it to the boner scene, and she tapped out, and I was like, fair enough. And we checked down to a more family-friendly, wholesome holiday movie about a bear named Paddington.
Micah, tell me the good news. Did you watch the first one? Just the first one?
I watched the first one. I watched half of the second one, and then the Bears played, and so I decided to watch the Bears game instead of the third one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we all took a nap. I think between all of us, we saw 3 of them. Probably, we could put our heads together. But I definitely watched the first one. I was awake for the first one. And it's a delightful holiday movie. I like the craftsmanship of it, how they blended some fantastical set stuff. Interesting how it's it's one of those the HR meme where it's Wes Anderson does it and it's HR, but then Paddington wants to do it and whatever.
The second one is even more Wes Anderson I'm not gonna lie.
I know. I saw the prison. I woke up to the prison at one point. It was fine. It was fine. I think from what I saw, I definitely prefer the first one. The first one's really solid.
I think you should watch the second one again, but if that's where you're at right now, that's cool.
Yeah. But I was waiting to log it because I was Brian's going to see that and start texting
I know, I would have
me.
immediately texted you. You're right. A fair assumption on your part, but I think you should give I'm glad you like the first one. But I think you should give the second one another proper try because especially because Carly actually liked the first one better when we watched it. I was the second one guy, and then upon rewatch, I think she shifted. So I don't know. That's my thing. But I'm glad. I mean, I wasn't gonna lead. I'm not expecting you guys to like it like I do, but I wasn't leading you astray. It's obviously not a bad movie, like you said.
No, that's your close personal friend Paddington. It's okay.
How can you not like that bear, Micah?
I do like the bear. It's one of those movies. It reminded me a lot of the first Stuart Little, where it's animated animal moves in with a family. Yeah. But if you could elevate
Stuart Little.
Yeah, you're better than Stuart Little for sure.
I said it was better. Yeah. So that's since Eric didn't see it in this pseudo movie, should we just delay it a week?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. I think it's a good enough movie that we want to talk about it, and I think we should.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts that
I do too.
I don't even want to broach it. All right.
I also have thoughts, so let's just move on.
You want to talk about you guys?
Official movie of the week.
Mike, I was going to say,
synopsis, please.
We've got Hamnet, directed by Chloe Zhao, written by Chloe Zhao, and okay, come on, and Maggie O'Farrell. And this is the story about how William Shakespeare met his wife. They had 3 beautiful children. Tragically, their son Hamnet dies, and they deal with their grief differently. And this is that story. Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Love it.
Obviously, Williams writing through his plays. He writes the play Hamlet. And so that's really the movie. And, like, it's all about getting to that final point where you're watching Hamlet the play. It's, like, recontextualized. At least for me, because I didn't know this backstory. And it was very effective. What did you guys think of the movie?
Eric? Take it, please.
I loved this movie. It's up there on the year for me. Say the things I really liked. Jessie Buckley, I thought she was a force. Between the scenes of all the range of emotion she displays, from grief to pain when she's giving childbirth to like that, even like the simple scene when she's like with her family, like the full family, and they do like the kid play and she's like laughing. I'm like, everything, she seems so genuine. She's living in the role. Paul is solid in his role again. Like, I could see him getting a nomination, but to me, it's Jessie's movie.
For the most part, at least. Paul gets over at the end, but
And I have the book, which Maggie O'Farrell wrote, and I've been meaning to get to it. I'm still slogging my way through The Perfect Storm, and so not reading as much lately. But I really am excited to get into it and provide some context maybe as we get more into award season. But I'll be champion. Obviously, I still have a lot of movies to go in award season, but I'm championing Jessie Buckley for that lead actress.
For sure. Oh my God,
she was incredible. We've talked about this before. I have a really hard time. Similar, I think Brian's talked about, like, kids crying, asking for their parents, kids in pain. That was like really hard for me, watching the kids like say, like, be in pain, be scared. But they didn't pull any punches. I sent a text in our group chat, but like, there were times this movie felt like it was filmed kind of like a horror movie with the choices that Chloe Zhao like made with the camera.
She comes from woodsy, let's say, backgrounds. Her wife, so they kind of lean into that supernatural element a little bit.
Yeah.
Scenes where I'm looking at the empty spaces in the back, like I'm in a period piece drama movie. Why am I expecting something to jump out? But like, because of that Wiccan background, I'm kind of like sus to everything that's happening with her. But yeah, I was fighting tears on this one. What did you think, Brian?
I love this too. I think it's one of my favorites of the year so far. I think Train Dreams I might have liked a little better, but this was great. And I think the thing about this movie, because I could talk about how beautiful it's shot and the performances, but I think Ethan Hawke talked about at one point, he said, what about art matters? He said, like, he doesn't make anything live until your father dies and you hear a poem or you see something that resonates, or you get your heart broken, you see something. And this movie was why I said to my reel, I was like, I think I kind of get Shakespeare, because I've read Hamlet, I know the story, but something about like watching it in this whole new perspective, because they show a couple of the monologues from Hamlet there. And it just you see it through Agnes's eyes about how it resonates there. You see it through William's eyes, or what his performance about like saying goodbye to his son. I can't even. I'm not gonna sit here and even tell you like I understood everything you're saying, but I could feel what they were feeling, and there was something just so electric about that whole last sequence. Even Noah Jupe's character, who's the actor, and he realizes Agnes reaches out to him. This was just pure feeling. Good and bad in movies, and I feel like the first act I was on board because Chloe Zhao is she's a great director, but God, by once you get into the plague parts and then even to the end, there's almost an uplifting part about it in kind of a melancholy way, like an uplifting, or maybe melancholy is not the right word, but you know what I mean. There's a bittersweet uplifting at the end that I was like, by the end you're like, wow. Holy shit. Yeah, Micah, go ahead.
Yeah, I really like this too. It's probably up there with what favorites of the year, We'll see how it all pans out. A lot to see still. But yeah, this was great. Jessie Buckley was incredible. Even with just how light she was in the beginning to where she progresses throughout the movie. Just a really well-rounded group of people in this. I thought she plays William's mother Emily Watson, thought she was great in this. You know, she comes in a little hard on Agnes, and then by the end she's like kind of her rock in William's absence. But the MVP's got to go to Jacoby Jupe for just being an absolute sniper at everyone's feelings.
Yeah.
Because,
he was great.
he is just adorable little kid running around. And then the whole bravery scene where he's like, I'm going to be brave, Papa. And he, like, sacrifices himself for his sister is still one of the toughest things ever.
Yeah.
And then he wanders out on the stage, and you're just like, oh my God. And then it all comes full circle at the end. With his brother, Noah Jupe. So I'm like, what's in the Jupe suit that they're coming out like this, man?
Dude.
But,
yeah, like you said, that whole sister scene, oh my God. That
Crazy.
kid was acting his ass off. I was like, holy shit.
And that was one of the scenes I talked about, just kind of filmed like a horror, when he's like looking at the direction of the camera when it's overhead them. He's like, death can't see us if we like can't tell it's us if we like trade places. And that was a good misdirect for me, because going in, I'm like, oh, the son's gonna die, and then like the daughter gets sick, and I'm like, are they like breaking source material? Like, did I get it wrong? Is what I'm thinking when I'm watching it. And when they switch, I'm like, holy shit, this is. It kind of got me. I wasn't like prepared, even though I was going in. If that makes sense. I don't know.
it is interesting. I wonder if it's like as mythologized in the book, because clearly what probably happens is that they both got sick and one lived and one didn't. But I like that aspect of adding, maybe this was just a character trait the kid had or something.
They added
Or
a
just, like,
mythical
fun way
element to it. Yeah.
tie it more into Hamlet, but I liked how they set it up earlier with them playing that like funny prank on their parents, where even though they really don't look anything alike as twins, like they're like, oh, if I wear your clothes and you wear mine, like
Sister Susanna even goes like, this is so stupid. Like, we can also tell. And like Agnes is kind of like, it's fun, and it's like the kind of dumb bits you see every parent do, with it's like, where's so and so, like, you know where they're hiding. But yeah, I just think it's funny. Like, I thought initially when this, because Eric, you had saw it first, you were talking about how emotional it was, and like, you have this middle part that this just this gut wrenching plague story, and I'm kind of like, okay, where's this movie gonna go in its third act? And I honestly think I like the third act even more, because it just, oh my God, like, get the way it all kind of, it comes back together. I made a joke initially when I was like, God, like, imagine seeing Hamlet opening night. That shit was electric. I don't know if that was really what it was, but God, I don't know. I had high expectations going to this movie, and it surpassed them in a different way than I thought it was going to, in a subtler, softer way.
For sure. Something to that third act that I kind of wanted to speak to was like, two points, but like when you're walking into the theater, like Shakespeare's theater, or what is it called? It's like it's known as the Globe, or
Globe, Globe Theater, right? I believe so.
Yeah, it felt more to me, and the common thread here is Paul Mescal, but it felt more to me like entering like a Coliseum than Gladiator 2, having just recently watched that, ever really had a moment like that. Like, they have big moments like that, but it felt like more for me, I was like, oh shit, this is like intense in a much subtler, different way, and like a more emotional stakes invested when she's walking in and like seeing all the people and like the common people down low, and you know, the more noble people up top, that you know that's who William is writing these plays for both, right? He still needs the funding necessarily to keep his family alive. But another thing I thought was interesting, and I talked about it with Riley, and we still have to watch the movie, but something I noticed throughout the movie was it's told from Agnes's point of view, and they use her name a lot. William's never really referred to it by his first name or his last name a lot. He's the Latin teacher, he's her husband, he's their father. That man. They're never using his name. And then so when he hits later, I think the real first time you hear William Shakespeare is when they ask for his name. And it's more like mythicized at that point. It's more kind of like, who are you looking for? It's like William Shakespeare, like the guy, like the fucking, like that's not, at that point, she's not really her husband. That's William Shakespeare. That's someone kind of different. And I was talking about it with Riley, and I was like, oh, I wonder like if that's like going to be like that in the book, or if that, like, what the kind of significance meaning was that for that, like, maybe just to kind of build up the significance of the name, right? Because you're like, this is William Shakespeare's story, but it's not, you know? And she was like, well, there's the whole theory that, you know, William Shakespeare wasn't like just one dude. It was like multiple people that wrote plays. Like, there could have been a guy, but that was just like a pen name, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting, right? Kind of lends into that whole theory. But what were you going to say, Micah?
I saw that more as like she was refusing to go to London, which kind of became his world. You know, she has that when she's begging her brother to like ask his dad to send him to like let him go to London. She's like, you know, this world's too small for him. So she like finally goes into his world because you see they're having like this crazy disconnect. Because I mean, you know, she's beside herself with grief. She kind of, you know, she can't really blame him obviously because it's a disease, but she, you know, finds something to be mad about, and that's that he wasn't there in time. Yeah. Which that was like heartbreaking for both of them. It's like, yeah, he wasn't there. And yeah, he didn't get to say goodbye to his son. So she, you know, kind of walls off. You know, you see the house is in disarray and she's going gray and she stops, you know, kind of the sisters are taking care of everything. And he hides out in London, you know. She says she hasn't seen him in months.
Yeah. And I think it's,
so it's like a melding of their worlds. Yeah.
And then the big reveal, obviously, because they kind of, and they do hint at it at the beginning, right, when she tells her first story, it's about like to make you feel. Maybe I misinterpreted this wrong, but I interpreted it as when she hears it's about the tragedy of Hamlet. That's when she gets mad at the beginning, because to her mind she's like, he wasn't even there. Now he's using our son's tragedy as like to bring seats into theater, and then she sees it. It's not the story of how their son died. It's him expressing his grief through a completely different story with a name that happens to be adjacent to that, and I mean, that's probably one of the most beautiful parts of the movie when she realized, when that clicks for her. Because maybe she's like yelling, causing a scene in the theater, and it's just kind of interesting.
The worst person to have in your movie.
Well, it's like the disconnect. Because to her, she's like kind of being like, he doesn't call, he wasn't there, he doesn't give a shit. And then you're going to make this play, and then you see it, and she then understands him. Oh, man, if that doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. That's crazy.
Great story, and that's like great storytelling. They're acting with their eyes, right? Like you don't have to explain that to the audience. Like you don't have to have them like, because I'm with you, Brian. Like half the shit they're saying in the actual Hamlet play, I'm like trying to follow along, but I'm like, I got a little bit.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know all of it.
I don't really know what this guy's saying right now, but like that's kind of like it adds to it, right? Because you're getting the emotion out of it. I'm really excited. I'm trying to watch it with Riley because she's a huge Shakespeare.
I want to watch it again.
I want to watch it again.
I think
I will say. Oh, sorry.
No, please. No, go ahead, Micah, please.
This is 1000% Jesse Buckley's movie, but Paul Mescal and Noah Jupe do have like the hard job of trying to imbue even more new meaning into Shakespeare, which has been done like a bajillion times.
For sure.
I agree.
The rehearsal scene I thought was probably Paul's best. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I interpreted it as the whole night scene where he does the famous Hamlet. I'm assuming that's him coming up with the speech when he has I'm assuming that's him considering suicide.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing, to be or not to be, to continue existing or to not. It's essentially the existence.
Like he's standing over that bridge, like gonna kill himself.
This gives context to it, but the to be or not to be is why it's so famous from Hamlet. Is like it's the age-old question of pretty much every person ever, where no matter what you're going through, it's like, are you going to continue being or not? Like you can pretty much break down any problem into that as the core, essentially. Like he's like, are we gonna am I gonna keep existing in my pain or am I gonna not? So it's like you got to make a choice. Which we're going to do. And yes, and this obviously adds a little more context to that. But there's a reason why that's like such a famous line. To be or not to be. That's the question.
Sure. That is the question.
I do want to make sure I say a quote. I cannot take credit for this, but I've been reading some stuff about it. Because obviously the whole thing is about why art matters is a big thing. And this is from Dan Mecca, who is, I guess it's something called the Film Stage. It's a website that they do. But I read this article. And it just says, it basically was talking about why this movie's great. And he said, we tell stories that we can survive to understand our sadness and ecstasy. And we currently live in a country that relents against subsidizing the arts. There's persistent and unfortunate idea that books, movies, and music are a luxury, a hobby. a thing you do when you have the time to do it. And it's so much more than that. It's necessary. It's like breathing. And Hamnet reminds us of that. And I'm like, well, I wish I could plagiarize that one, buddy, but you kind of nailed it.
Yeah,
you nailed it. You nailed it, bro. I couldn't sum it up better myself.
It's not a hobby. That's why you start a podcast, man. That's for shit like this, guys.
We are like Shakespeare.
We are like Shakespeare. You are like
the concept of the podcast being modern Shakespeare. I like where you're going.
I just meant more like I did remember that like the reason. At first, I was like, oh, it's a sad story about how Hamlet wrote Shakespeare. Then it's like, no, this is about why art matters. That's what when it really hammers in. Why the third act? I was like, I was watching it like, holy shit. Yeah. And also, like, can you imagine being that actor, Noah Jupes? Like, I'd have been like, oh my god, I nailed it. This is crazy. Yeah. You'd be like,
or he does his big scene in some.
Do you think he read?
Audience reaches out. He's just.
Do you think he read a review after like Noah Jupe a little flat? He'd be like, "Did you see what happened? The mother reached out to me. Everyone in the theater was given like a Batman, like a Robert Pattinson." Oh man, but good. That was great, Mike. I was a big fan.
Yeah,
of that.
All right. Well, good. No pressure, Brian, but follow that up.
Fuck. Yeah, this is gonna definitely be lesser, but I am excited about this one. So, I didn't really see anything in the theater next week that I was itching, unless I missed something. I'm gonna dial it back. I think with Stranger Things coming out and stuff, there's a movie that has a cast of including Frankenstein and different things we've been watching that I never heard of, and it seems great. It's called Marrowbone. Directed by Sergio Sanchez from 2017, starring George McKay, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things, Mia Goth, and that dude who plays Cyril in the Mandalorian. I'm sorry, not the Mandalorian. Andor as well. It's a weirdly critically well received horror psychological thriller movie that I stumbled upon and I've been itching to watch, and I just haven't found the window to do it. And I think with Stranger Things coming out, you got Mia Goth coming out in Frankenstein. I think this could be a cool one.
Yeah.
Little one, unless there's something in theaters that people are really itching to watch. I thought that was a nice little break.
I'm down.
Because I will be circling back to the Bone Temple eventually. Hopefully my week lines up.
I looked up Marrowbone on Google, and the first picture I see is just Mia Goth screaming, and I'm like, all right.
Well, Marrowbone, I don't know how it's supposed to be like horror. I think it's supposed to be, because I was like, you know what, I'm not going to be like, we already saw Hamnet, and I was like, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, no. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Freddy's 2?
I didn't like the first one enough to justify that. But I think Marrowbone...
Like the first one.
Did you like the first one, Micah?
No, I didn't go see it. It's very funny that you saw it.
I did see the first one. So yeah, kind of a weak in theaters because we saw Hamnet and obviously Eric, you'll see Eternity. So I thought this was a good kind of breakdown. But I think it's going to be cool. I've heard good things about it.
I'm
it's
excited.
Also a weirdly stacked cast for like the era. You know what I mean? Like if you look at it, like George McKay, I don't think he hadn't done 1917 yet at that point.
No.
Anya Taylor-Joy was still on the up. That was like 2 years after The Witch.
Yeah.
Charlie Heaton was obviously in the Stranger Things thing, and then Mia Goth. Had X come out yet? I don't think so.
No, I don't even think. Yeah, I don't even think. What's the other one she did? Yeah, no, Infinity Pool.
No, I'm telling you, all these people kind of in a weird spot in their career. I think that was kind of interesting.
Cure for Wellness was probably. Yeah. Wow. All right, let's run it. I'm excited.
All right, well, that's ours. Marrowbone. So, Micah, I saw. You know what's funny? I saw a thing on Twitter today of the movie. Let me find the name of it. Because I was about to pick this one, The Wolf of Snow Hollow, but then I saw you had seen that movie, and I decided against it. I was like,
that would have been that's a terrible choice.
I saw it on Twitter and it looked cool, but I was like, ooh, questionable. And then I saw you saw it.
That's what the pod's for. We gotta see. We gotta have a.
Marrowbone might be questionable too. We don't know. We'll find out. But it looks intriguing. All right, Eric, you want to run us down? Little box office breakdown.
I already made this joke last week, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. Oh my god.
Zootopia. Oh my god.
Zootopia 2. $556 million worldwide in its opening weekend. Now, all of these things insane. I'm going to bring up, opening weekend counts from the Wednesday. I brought this up last week. Wednesday to this Sunday. So numbers are inflated, but you can't take away that.
Crazy.
Zootopia 2 just had the 4th biggest global debut in box office history. only behind 3 Marvel movies. Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, and Spider-Man No Way Home.
56 is insane. That is insane. What did we predict last week? Because we said...
I don't think we did predictions.
Oh, we did predict? Because 158 domestically is still nothing to bat your head at. I mean, that's something...
No, that's still more than what Wicked 2 got the week before. And just for context...
It's Superman, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think Superman, yeah.
The original Zootopia got only 1.02 billion worldwide on its whole run. Zootopia 2 did that in just 1 week. Half that in just 1 weekend. More than half.
I have heard early reviews that this one may be better than the first one. The jury's still out. I've heard reviews. I've heard positive reviews.
That's often the case with a second animated movie. Usually that one's a little bit better.
Not always. Shrek 2s. There's the Shrek 2s, but there's also the Frozen 2s.
That's valid.
The Moana 2. Did anyone watch Moana 2?
Hell no.
It made a bunch of
money.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, sorry, Eric. Please keep talking.
Yeah, continue.
No, I mean, just wow, guys. I mean, none of us have seen this movie yet, so it's made all this money.
Do you want to movie of the weekend?
I mean, well, I think we'll get
Eric has enough on his plate.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
But yeah, good for Zootopia 2. I know that was on. I think we went 3 for 3 on our fantasy.
Yeah, well, you got to pick that one. You got to pick that one.
I mean, bang. Coming in second this week domestically, Wicked for Good. I had a pretty solid turnout for its second weekend. I was a part of it. Brought in 92 mil for second weekend, leading to a $393.8 million gross worldwide so far. Yeah, definitely a big drop off from the second weekend from
You're
first.
right, Micah.
We'll see how it continues on, right? This weekend's pretty weak in terms of the movies coming out, so it's just got to keep competing with Zootopia 2 until Avatar comes out, pretty much. Let's round these out and get to the other new movies that came out this week. Now You 3 Me came in third on the domestic box office. Predator Badlands fourth. The Running Man fifth. Eternity brought in $5.2 million this week. Good for Eternity.
It didn't look expensive to make. I don't know.
No,
not
look great. Look great though.
Yeah.
Yep. Then on a limited release, Hamnet came in ninth in domestic box office, 1.35 mil. It expands to a wide release this week, so we'll hopefully get some more money. Hopefully, good word of mouth. People watching this podcast will go see it. You should.
We're gonna be the one to make Hamnet profitable.
That's right. That's
Concept of us.
I bet it's at Freddy's too, man. Eric, talk about this one a little bit because I think this movie's gonna make $1 bajillion.
Yeah,
for a rated R.
Freddy's 2 is the movie coming out this weekend on wide release.
Are you going to see it, Brian?
I don't think so. I hated the first one, but I know how popular this one is. I watched the first one, not a fan of the games or anything, but I was like ready to like it because I heard they used the animatronics and it made so much money, and I was like, it's so boring. These movies suck. Listen, the fans love it, and it's gonna make money.
That first one made a lot of money. It brought in 80 mil in its domestic debut. And the second one, they're aiming for a more modest opening at 35 to 40 mil, knowing their competition.
It was rated R, which is tough, but I think this one's going to make more. People are stoked for it, man. I don't get it.
I think the first one made a
different
ton
strokes.
Ton of money. Other movies coming out this week: Hamnet expanded wide, Fackham Hall, which is that comedy kind of period piece-ish movie. Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. People are going to watch that. Jujutsu Kaisen Execution. Just wrote this in here because obviously these anime movies are getting a ton of money this year, so curious to watch this. And then Merrily We Roll Along. I don't know what's going on with that. But let's get into our movie news. That's the fun stuff. This just happened today, which really shocked me if somebody wants to talk about this.
You go for it. I'll be back. You guys keep talking.
All right, I can read it. So we got the Black Widow potentially joining the Dark Knight. That was I'm getting up as loud as hell. Black Widow's joining Dark Knight. According to the recent Deadline report, ScarJo is in talks to joining the Batman Part 2, which is sad. Zoe Kravitz is not returning as Batwoman, or Catwoman, sorry, not Batwoman. That's cool. This movie's kind of a question mark to me because it's very much not the direct sequel, because what's it been? We're at year 3 now?
Yeah, it's been a minute. And we're not in production yet, right?
No, exactly.
That script just got turned in.
They're getting a green light. I know I don't even know if it's on your list. They just got the cinematographer today.
So, I saw some, reports that, because originally it was supposed to be Greg Fraser. I didn't know if I wanted to trust.
Out. I don't know if it's out.
I want to trust the source, so I don't know.
Matt Reeves quote tweeted the announcement. Oh, I think it's done. It is. Don't tell me what we can edit this, make this smoother.
Eric something.
Eric something. That's what I'm saying. I can't remember what his name is. Eric Messerschmidt, who is on Mindhunter and The Killer. Has worked with David Fincher pretty closely. Is going to be the cinematographer. Unless that changes, but Greg, like you said, I didn't believe it either, but Greg Fraser not Greg Fraser, Matt Reeves quote tweeted it. So, I don't know, that seems to be pretty legit.
Okay. Yeah.
By the way, Eric, you were asking about Five Nights at Freddy's. On a $20 million budget, it internationally made $300 million. I think about 170. I think about 170 domestic, but still, that's a lot of money. It made a lot.
That is a ton of money.
Bring us to the next one. I feel like we're gonna get more Batman Part 2 news as this goes. I think we just know what we know.
This just Scarlett Johansson is box office gold. She brings money wherever she goes. We talked about The Exorcist. I think that was last week.
Yeah,
which
we did.
I thought was very cool that she was doing her stepping back into a horror, a genre she isn't really well known for. She's very well known for being in the superhero space. It's kind of wild to me she's going.
I don't really get how she fits into this, but you know what? I like Matt Reeves. We'll see. I guess we're gonna have to see what she gets announced as.
Yeah.
The script has been made.
I don't see her taking she'd have to be in some similar to capacity to what Zoe Kravitz was in the first one, because it was very much so a Batman and Catwoman story.
She could be a Barbara Gordon, maybe. No, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
I mean, it could.
Maybe
that actually could.
Who is the one? She couldn't be Selena Kyle, obviously.
Oh wait, actually, that might not make sense. So,
who is? I was about to name who Nicole Kidman's character was, but that's not a good character to want it based on. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But how about this? How about this one right here, baby?
This is your stuff. This is your stuff.
As a diver myself, Sony has greenlit the live-action Helldivers movie. Justin Lin is set to direct, with Gary Dauberman writing the script. Lin has been not playing the game, saying not being able to serve its strength of directing the film. As a Helldivers fan, I'm not a massive guy, but this has the potential to be absolutely horrible. It is. I love Helldivers, man, but they kind of already ripped on Terminator and Starship Troopers, but that's okay. That was the gimmick. There's no campaign. You're diving. We're spreading democracy to the galaxy. That's what we're doing. That's what they do it. They lean into the Starship Troopers kind of thing. So I don't know what this movie's gonna be, man. I mean, if they do good action sequences, it'll probably be entertaining. I don't know what story they're gonna write because there's no characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I thought I wrote that second part in there just because I think this combination of Justin Lin directing is one funny, and then the Gary Dauberman, who's known for writing the Annabelle franchise and I think the first Nun, also unique. But then Justin Lin came out and admitted he's like, I'm not a gamer, I haven't played this game, but that's honestly the reason this movie is going to be good, because I'm gonna tie it into more real world.
This has the
and I'm like, oh, I think a lot of fans are really against that. I
bet they are, but the Helldivers fans are stupid because as a Helldiver fan, because this game is a ripoff of other things to begin with. It's just a fun game. That's what makes it good. You know what I mean? It's Starship Trooper.
What do you do in the game? What is a Helldiver?
A Helldiver is basically the whole bit in the game is that you are actively playing online with everyone, even when you play by yourself. There's a galaxy we're trying to take over, and if everyone stopped playing, the CPU would start taking over that galaxy. So that, you know what I mean? You're constantly fighting.
What do you do? What are you?
You're fighting. You're diving onto planets, doing different missions. Whether it's blow up this thing, collect this, and you're fighting against. There's 3 different factions. There might be a 4th one now. Where one is bugs. the other are robots, and the other ones are like these like squid things. That's essentially what it is. You're essentially like, it's Starship Troopers, you know, they're like, we gotta go crush all these bugs. That's literally what it is. There's no story. So that's why the story is that Super Earth is spreading democracy to these fucking godless bugs. That's what it is. That's the story.
Can't wait to quote that. That's a whole new strike we've never.
Yeah, these godless bugs. These godless bugs. Yeah.
I can't wait till they're like, this is the planet Venezuela.
But it is like Starship. I mean, that's all been Starship Troopers. They try to like anyone who watches it be like, oh, it's hoorah. No, it's supposed to be. You're supposed to side with the bugs, you idiots. That's the whole point. Anyway, Mike, you want to take away this next one because you just jump back in? We got the new Blumhouse.
I know even less about paranormal activity.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're calling me out because, like, you know, the guy is also named Micah. But Blumhouse and Paramount are greenlit a new Paranormal Activity, the 8th film. And I guess this old cow still has some more milk, we think.
I thought this thing was done. I thought they ended this ages ago.
You can't find any more footage. We found it all. We've seen it.
I didn't see the most recent ones, but apparently people say, because I was a fan of the first couple, I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't, that they ditched the whole, like, ooh, this could have been somebody filming gimmick a while ago. Like, you actually can straight up see the ghosts in the new ones. It's just like, apparently it's like a blob now. That's what I heard. I'm just saying.
Like Ghostbusters type blob?
I don't know, man. It's not good. I don't know what it is, but it's apparently not great.
Is the blob green? Well, we've got news about something else that's green, because this was a transition, not a genuine question. Brian.
You want me to say this? Okay.
Sure.
Shrek 5 lands more talent. Skylar Gisondo and Marcelo Hernandez have been cast as Shrek and Fiona's sons Ferguson Farkle.
There you go.
Skylar Gisondo is the guy is Jimmy from Superman, and then Marcelo is the guy SNL guy.
He's on SNL.
Yeah, he's starting to get popularity.
Cool, man. So, I mean, I don't really know how to unpack this. Is Shrek 5? Innocent until proven guilty.
The trailer that came out before they delayed Shrek 5, and it was like people were counting the kids, and they were like, "Wait a minute, didn't he have like, 4 boys and a girl?" And they were like, "Oh, they clocked the story. They were like, it's gonna be the one where Shrek, you gotta let me be an adult on my own." So people are theorizing they're pulling a Sonic, and they've rewritten the movie to be different because they're like,
I believe
people
so
did
too.
not like
that would make sense.
So we'll see if they pull it out just like the Sonic franchise did.
Yeah,
that would make sense. And
the Puss in Boots reboot was great, so we'll see. I don't know.
And I think for Shrek 5, they were originally part of. We're gonna be talking about it a lot, but a year from now, the December 2026 Death Month. They were
that was part of it, wasn't it? Yeah,
they were one of the months. So now I think it's like summer 2027. So they've got, but still. December, a year from now, we'll be in heaven. Every week will be something new. Between the Narnia pod taking off, we'll be fresh off of Hunger Games, Dune, and Avengers. We're going to have a ton to talk about, so stay tuned till next year.
Interesting. Who's good, who's bad?
I shouldn't have read that last one because I actually seen the short film. The second one, this next one's based off of.
Oh, really?
Well, then keep going.
Yeah. So Sam Raimi and Jordan Peele are teaming up to produce The Portrait of God, directed by Dylan Clark, who directed the original short film, 25 years old, Nova-based filmmaker. Don't know much about his other 2 pictures. Film follows a religious woman who discovers the answer, what does God look like? It's based off a short film, which I really like. A lot of times you hear those like short films people tell you to watch, and you're like, I mean, okay. This one's actually very good, I must say. Pretty effective. The bit is I don't believe it's a real painting. But it's essentially this black screen. It's the whole thing. It's like, this is supposed to be the portrait of God. This woman's been giving this presentation over and over and over again. Because people say they see the face of God in a negative or positive way. And then she ends up seeing it. And it's not good. But it's creepy. I recommend you watch it. Look it up. Look up Portrait of God. It's the same kid, Dylan Clark, who will be directing the feature length. I don't really know how you make that a full-length movie. We've seen short films. I mean, you've seen like what I think Lights Out. They did a pretty good job going short film to full feature length.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
Good
there's
producers.
portraits. I don't know.
Good producers, I guess. There's not a whole lot to report on that.
Yeah, I think it's just cool that Sam Raimi and Jordan Peele, obviously these are the names associated. Jordan Peele has been giving a lot of other directors chances as of late by producing them, tagging his name along with it. Him most recently. So Dylan Clark, he's a young kid. I wrote the Nova thing in because there's nothing really about him, but he's like younger than us grew up in this area. So I thought that was interesting.
No, it's a 7-minute video. I recommend it. Go check it out. It's like a portrait of God. Dylan Clark. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, like any short film, once they move past the initial gimmick, it gets a little, you know what I mean? It kind of loses a little bit of momentum, but I think the beginning is great.
I'm excited.
I'll have to watch it again.
All right, last piece of news before we get into the awards talk.
Sure.
Take it or leave it. I thought this was interesting. Michael B. Jordan had an interview with Variety recently. They asked him specifically about Creed 4. He was like, yeah, that's going to happen eventually. But in the meantime, we're getting a spin-off show that Amazon picked up that's focusing on his daughter, Amara, who is deaf. So that'll be, I mean, it's just something he said. It will keep the IP moving until they inevitably do Creed 4. I don't know if Creed 4 will be about Amara because the end of Creed 3, it seemed like he retired. So...
also, wasn't Amara an infant?
Yes, she was a child.
Yeah,
no, she was a toddler.
Young.
Yeah,
She was
very young.
She was like beating up kids in like kindergarten or something. So, we'll see. But I'm just glad to see that IP is still doing stuff.
For sure.
But
Trucking
let's
along.
get into the awards because now we're entering awards season and we just had our first big one earlier this week, right, Micah?
Yeah. So earlier we had the Gotham Film Awards. And so, just doing the highlights here, big takeaway, one battle after another. One Best Feature, it was just an accident. One Director and International Feature and Original Screenplay. My Father's Shadow, one Lead. They only do one, they don't do gendered categories. So, he cleared, Sope Derisu cleared everybody. And then Breakthrough Director for Davies Jr., and Sinners won Supporting Actor for Wunmi Mosaku, and they also gave Sinners an Ensemble Tribute Award, which is just like a kind of a recognition.
That's cool.
And then we had the New York Film Critics Circle. So this is like an awards body in New York, and so they gave one battle after another Best Film and Supporting Actor for Del Toro. The Secret Agent won Best Actor, Wagner Moura, and International Film. It was just an accident, one Director again. So that's two coming up. And then If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You won Best Actress for Rose Byrne.
Nice.
And Weapons coming out. Kind of, people like the performance from Amy Madigan.
All right.
But now she has officially won something, and she's in this race.
Wow.
And I think like 60% of people that win that category here have gone on to be nominated for an Oscar.
Interesting.
So this is like not guaranteed, but this is good.
So Madigan could get a nom at
crazy.
the Oscars for Gladys. I'm assuming that's right.
For Gladys, for a pretty small, like a minor role, playing a kind of a goofy
In a
character.
horror movie, which most
In a horror movie.
Yeah.
like
Very
that's,
cool.
that's
Under-recognized.
really cool. That's very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then for Atlantis Film Critics Circle, one battle after another. Here we go. Deep breath. Best Film, Lead Actor, Supporting Actor, Ensemble Cast, Director, Adapted Screenplay, Cinematography, and Chase Infinity won Breakthrough Performance.
Bang.
So they
Chase.
ran the table.
Yeah.
And they do an interesting thing where they rank their voting. So, or they show the outcome.
Okay.
So pretty much anything that one battle after another didn't win, Sinners was right there.
Okay.
So Sinners won Original Screenplay and Original Score.
Nice.
Hamnet won Lead Actress for Jessie
Love
Buckley.
that. Good for her.
Weapons, once again,
Madigan.
Amy Madigan.
Maybe might see her in
Right
come
there.
Oscar buzz.
Right
Let's see.
there, yeah. That's 2 out of 3. And then It Was Just an Accident won International Feature.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah. So, it's looking real good for one battle after another.
Yeah, they're definitely promising.
For sure.
For picture at least. And then Del Toro's looking good and supporting.
Yeah.
The more I think about Leo's performance, I'm excited. I love this one. I don't know if he's going to win it.
Does this take into account like Marty Supreme?
Yeah, Marty Supreme, I want to say in New York, took screenplay. I was trying to get people like the big 4 acting awards, and then if movies won multiple awards. But yeah, Marty Supreme was eligible and was here.
Very cool.
Okay. Wow.
They ranked it in their top 10. Atlanta did for movies, but I think the steamroll that is One Battle After Another, it looks like it's
can't be stopped.
It's trucking. The only thing that could stop it, it's looking like maybe the director of It Was Just an Accident could win director over PTA, Jafar Panahi.
Yeah.
Or it's looking pretty close in actress just early on between Rose Byrne and Jessie Buckley.
Yeah. This will be a very interesting track because obviously I think nominations for the Globes come out later this week.
I think
maybe
it's Critics' Choice. Maybe
for
also
Critics.
Globes.
Yeah,
and also
so we're
Globes.
gonna get, and that's like obviously split between drama and comedy, and there's gonna be a lot of movies in both. Like they're gonna be separated, so we'll get a good understanding. But yeah, I mean, I think this is obviously like we have a lot of time. Like opinions change as time goes on for sure. I think.
It's a long road to February.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had Park Chan Wook's was that one's coming out in December.
Yeah, that was like.
Was that considered?
Was that
considered? Okay, I was gonna say because that one I saw the trailer again when I was at Hamnet, and I'm like, God, I feel like that one's gonna be like a kind of like that foreign film that sneaks in at the end, and I'm like, holy shit, that was amazing.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it next week. I'm excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's sick.
Jealous.
I think something of note to cross this, just in terms of like awards in general, but like obviously Weapons, but Sinners was, I mean, you can call it a horror movie or if you want, you can call it not a horror movie if you want. It's still billed as a horror movie.
Sure,
it's getting
a lot of praise.
Like you got
oh
2 horror movies getting praise, which as all of us here who like horror and like the genre and feel like it gets disrespected a lot in the awards categories. That's pretty exciting to see.
Very cool.
So maybe that's why ScarJo is seeing the writing on the wall early and decided to get in on The Exorcist. You know.
Yeah. Little Mike Flanagan action. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe that'll do the trick. Yeah.
You never know.
All right, and then once again we've been absolutely mollywopped at our movie fantasy league. Eric, how many points did you have this week? How many points you have this week, Eric?
I had 469 points.
I had 502.
Yeah, and your boy had 665. Get at
Brian's running away with it.
Get at me, bro. Fucking count it.
He's running away.
Is that 5 or 6?
Five
that's
weeks
5
for Brian.
You're at 5.
5. Hell yeah. Bang.
At least I got 1. You know, I can hold on to that.
Well, I'll say I made a couple good picks. Keeper got 4 points. That one did not pan out.
Hey, Eternity got 5 points.
Black Phone and Predator Badlands has really beefed my stats.
Hey, buddy.
It's because they're still in theaters. I guess that must be the case because I don't know why it still counts. But hey,
it was just an accident. Is just rolling and rolling. Let them win something.
There you go. Word.
It's gonna be tough. It gotta get to the point where Brian has won enough weeks in a row where this doesn't matter anymore. like it just. That's all. Like it could.
Play for pride, all right.
It's getting bad. It's getting.
I thought it was
Commanders Sunday night. Play for pride.
I thought it was cumulative, so I thought it was fucked. But hey, we're good now.
No,
bro. I was. All right. Anyways, we've got. What do we got next week, Brian?
Marrow bones. Hey, shit. Marrow bone. I was going to say
Marrow Street.
Marrow.
Tune in next week for Marrowbone, folks.
We got a double episode this week. That was fun.
Marrowbone and Eric watch Eternity.
Yep. Yes, we can talk about it.
All right, bang. And we'll talk Eternity as well. Do a little Eternity talk.
Eternity talk.
Thanks for watching as always, folks. Peace.
Oh, word.